Episode 1. Just an Old Book.
Try not to die by tripping over yourself, Quinn.
A boy shouted down the hallway, laughing uncontrollably right after. Quinn dismissed the petty mockery as he carried on walking down the school corridor. The harassment had become a daily occurrence for him, but it still bothered him just as much as it did every other day. Thus, he wasn't able to hold back his desire to retaliate. Quinn slowed down his stride and stopped. He pushed his glasses back up onto the ridge of his nose as they had slipped down from his face. Just from looking at the glasses, it was clear that he needed a new pair. One could tell that they were heavily worn. The glasses looked crooked as he wore them, and even the temples had tape covering them. He then turned around and immediately raised his middle finger, responding to the slander, "I bet you don't even know how many fingers I'm holding up." Upon hearing the taunt, the boy clenched his fist and started running towards Quinn.
You level one piece of crap. When are you going to learn that you don't belong in this world?
The boy emitted a green beam from his hand. Quinn has nowhere to run. He's hit and his body slams into the wall. A crowd had immediately formed outside, interested in what the commotion was all about. One of the female students ran to check on the safety of the attacked student. As the dust settled, the schoolgirl finally saw who it was. She immediately backed away and went back to her friend as if nothing had happened.
The moment that the female student had returned to her friends, he could see that they were laughing at her.
I can't believe you tried to help him. I didn't see who it was.
Her cheeks flushed. After that, Quinn
Stood up. He grabbed his broken glasses and got ready to leave the school. He didn't want to stay here much longer.
To his dismay, one of the hinges had fallen off once again. Instead of wearing the worn-out pair, he let it hang on his hand. Damn it, not again. It was the last day of school for Quinn, so he hoped that someone wouldn't try anything with him. He was sick and tired of their doings, but he wasn't the type to ignore those either. He had seen people who had chosen to keep their heads down and tolerate the harassment. However, their treatment was far worse than what he received. He didn't bother to stay at school like the rest of the students. As he walked past, he saw the students having conversations among themselves in their circles. Some were laughing, while some had tears, thinking it was the last time they would ever see each other again. However, Quinn wasn't a part of any of that, and he didn't want to be. Cliques would not welcome him anyway. He was the weird one.
When he finally got home, he immediately plunged into the experiment, first taking a book out of a drawer. Then he quickly went to his bag and took out a small test tube.
Test 112, hydrochloric acid. Let's see how it goes.
There was no response until the end of the experiment, 112 times. That's how many times Quinn tried to open the book. The book wouldn't open, and it couldn't be damaged.
Another failure. Why won't you open? Why did Mom and Dad even have this thing? 112 times. This was the number of different ways that Quinn had tried to open the book. Not only did the book not open, but it seemed like it cannot be damaged either. He had even tried burning the book, cutting the book, melting the book, though nothing had worked against the book that seemed utterly durable. Lying on his bed, he turned.
Quinn lay on his bed as he turned on the TV, its background noise making him feel less alone. Upon turning on, the TV displayed an ongoing news show. Moderator reminds everyone to prepare for war as situation changes. Since a certain day 30 years ago, there has always been non-stop music for war on television. Humanity welcomed the so-called Dalki. They appeared out of nowhere, demanding that the humans hand over their resources and trying to take them as slaves. Of course, the humans decided to fight back, but they soon discovered that modern technology was useless against them. Every individual was told to fight for their planet, and that included Quinn's parents. When humans were on the brink of failure, some people with special abilities stepped forward. They began to share how to acquire this ability, and a war situation quickly turned around, ultimately leading to the signing of a peace treaty 5 years ago. Apparently, human greed overcame human nature, and high-ranking government officials kept them for themselves. Only those with money could learn greater powers. When his parents died, he was 10 years old. An agent appeared on his doorstep and handed him a book, and told him that it was the only thing his parents owned.
Why is the world so unfair?
Getting out of bed, he picks up his glasses, which are still a bit broken. Noticing that one of the lenses was slightly offset, he tried to knock it back into the frame. Unfortunately, the lens shattered into pieces and even cut his finger.
Why does the world hate me?
A drop of blood from his thumb fell on the top of the book, which suddenly opened and floated in the air, emitting a dazzling light that.
What the hell is happening?
The writing in the book was in a language Quinn had never seen before, but he felt he could read it. When the book turned to the last page, it began to fade away. At the same time, his body suddenly felt weak. His vision began to blur and he soon fainted.
Congratulations. You have been granted the Unable to maintain consciousness long enough to hear the final words, Quinn duly passed out.